This week on Smackdown, we got a brand new video package between Braun Strowman and Bray Wyatt and their road to the swamp. It is up on WWE's YouTube channel if you want to check it out, if you haven't already. But Bray Wyatt's been up to his old tricks again, and there is something hidden in this video that really is interesting. Now, the video itself compiles all these images we've seen before. There's this one that's of note. It's a woman holding, obviously, a pregnant belly, rubbing her hands down the belly. The word sin then appears. Obviously, that assumes that the baby is of sin, obviously of evil and things like that. And then we actually see that baby be born. And we assume the actual implication here is this is Bray Wyatt, he's evil, etc. It makes sense. But shout out to Lucas Rogers, because I totally missed this. There was a hidden Easter egg in this little video that makes things a whole lot more interesting. Of course, this image, it's of a man. Now, obviously, first thoughts is this guy is not going to be the next WWE champion. I don't think he's the next big thing in WWE. So who the hell is he? And why is he potentially important to the story? Well, going through everything, he seemingly is very interesting, and he definitely plays in to the Bray Wyatt Braun Strowman story. And a huge shout out to Jodie Gilly, who genuinely helped me completely solve this. I was left absolutely puzzled by this man's inclusion. She got it in a heartbeat. Now, this is a man from the Mark of Zorro 1920. It's a silent film. The entire full film is up on YouTube. And he plays a character called Felipe. Now, this obviously doesn't seem important at first, but when you actually look at what this character Felipe is and what he represents, it becomes a whole lot more interesting. It becomes something we didn't think of on first glance. This character Felipe, and this is a whole bio from him from Fandom, and you can pause and read if you wish, but we take the bottom part that literally says that Felipe suffered war abandoned trauma and it left him mute, but his deafness was gone. So the bright boy also made the ideal candidate and secret friend, basically. Exactly what Braun Strowman is to Bray Wyatt. Does this indicate Bray Wyatt is referencing himself as Zorro? Does he leave his mark on his victims? We've theorized in the past that victims of Bray Wyatt change. Is that because he leaves a mark like Zorro would leave a mark? Is Braun Strowman therefore Felipe, who is mute? We know that that's a character he's portrayed as the Black Sheep. I think it's one that's very interesting, and I think it's something that Bray's included here to get people theorizing and get people talking. Of course, it doesn't add anything to the story. We're not talking about this old man kind of coming and cost Braun Strowman the Universal title at SummerSlam or something stupid, but it is a little Easter egg to a film from literally 100 years ago that completely fits with this story that's being told between Bray Wyatt and Braun Strowman. I do like the idea that Bray leaves his mark the same as what Zorro does, and that Bray Wyatt can change people from that. We all know that this video package wasn't seemingly interesting at first, and if you can put that one little snippet of Easter egg into it, it adds a whole new dimension to the video. Now, also included in the video was images of this swamp. We saw multiple of a swamp, and people are assuming that that's the swamp match. This is where the swamp match will be filmed. But if you go back on YouTube and you have a look at Bray Wyatt's first Titantron, these images all exist from his first Titantron, including this one. This is an old cabin in the woods theory video. Of course, we saw this flash up during old Firefly Funhouse. This is in Bray Wyatt's first ever Titantron. Now, it could be that WWE will own this. I don't think that's likely. I think it's just a stock image they have. So we can kind of say that this probably is very unlikely to be the cabin in the woods. It probably was at some point during the WWE photo shoot, but it probably won't be right now. We know this Friday on Smackdown coming up, we see Braun Strowman versus Funhouse Bray at Money in the Bank this year. We're going to see the entire match, and I think it's an interesting one to look at when you see Braun Strowman's transformation into the Black Sheep. When you look at the Zorro and the Felipe story, it does fit with Braun Strowman, that mute character who's basically then turned into Zorro's friend. I like it. I really like it a lot. Now, guys, I missed this, and I got to give that massive shout out to Lucas Rogers, who originally found that guy, and Jody Gilly, who investigated and found out exactly who that guy was and what he portrayed and things like that. So massive shout out to them. Please hit like on this video. It does help the video rank up on YouTube. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Share the video so your friends can find it. Of course, follow me over on Twitter at CWrestlingUK. And I will, as always, see you next time. Peace!